Okay, the move is Rook B8, and let's have a look at what's going on here now. So if bishop takes d2, then we've again got that back row mating theme with this knight guarding these two exit squares for the black king. Okay, what about rook takes b8? You may wonder. So after rook b8, rook takes b8 here. Then there's queen d6. And here, if king g8, then there's queen takes b8. If bishop e7, then again queen takes b8. If the king moves to g8, then again queen takes b8. So the common pattern here is queen takes b8 seems to be winning in all variations. So after this queen d6, that's the end of black's position. So this lovely decoy move, allowing this queen d6, and if bishop takes d2, we have the rook takes c8. So Morozevich resigned after rook b8. He just resigned. Quite a crushing game. Let's have a look in overview and summary at this. So black kind of tried to accelerate the queenside attack by delaying bishop e7, and it seems got in trouble on the queen side first of all, with a lot of pressure from white. So nabbing that a6 pawn and then getting control of that b5 square, and then after these exchanges we have a very bad position for black positioning, with this knight being superior to the bishop and d6 being a permanent source of attack. So black's just temporarily guarding against knight takes d6 by creating that virtual pin, but after queen d2, Morozevich kept the queens on, but knight takes d6 here. He thought maybe it was an exchange of prisoners, and black's just got one move away from comfort with king g7, but that was just completely denied him in a cruel way with this knight f5 move now. So just one move away from getting the king into safety, and the king unfortunately got into trouble. That's the cruel nature of chess sometimes, that one move can make all the difference. I hope you enjoyed that. Please leave any comments on YouTube. Thanks very much.